Hi, this is Andy Munitz from Sony, and welcome to this short video on Sony's newest ECM-88 Lavalier microphone. Many of you might know that when Sony started out many years ago, its first product was an open-reel audio tape recorder. And along the way in our audio product line in 1969, we introduced the industry standard ECM-50 Lavalier microphone. Well, now more than 4 decades later, we're still building on our microphone legacy with the revolutionary design of the ultra-miniature ECM-88 Lavalier microphone. You know, over my years with Sony, I've come to recognize the approach that our design engineers apply to technological challenges that exist in many equipment categories that Sony makes products for. But what I've come to find is that our engineers usually try to approach a design problem from a totally unique perspective, many times coming up with a brilliant new design to improve on the way that things have maybe been done traditionally for years. And this is one of the things that I think makes many Sony products so excellent. Well, I think the ECM-88 mic is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, as it was designed to address the challenges that have plagued lavalier mic designs for many years. You see, up until recently, the most common feature discussed when talking about lavalier microphones was simply a desire to make them increasingly smaller and smaller in size. However, the one characteristic common to most lavalier microphones that's not usually discussed is that of handling noise. This is the noise that gets physically transmitted through the thin mic cable up into the capsule when it brushes up against clothes, for example, when hiding the wire on talent. And as you might know, this is a noise that can easily ruin a shot. If you think of it, this physical vibration transmission is kind of like years ago when kids would connect 2 tin cans together with string and talk to each other over a distance. But now, let's have a look at how the ECM-88 Lavalier microphone was designed to specifically address this cable noise problem. Traditionally, Sony lavaliers have had a single round diaphragm in the head of the mic capsule. But with people preferring lavaliers that are even smaller and smaller, our engineers didn't want to suffer the audio trade-offs of making these mics so tiny, because as you reduce the size of the diaphragm to fit into the tip of an even smaller capsule, you worsen the mic's sensitivity, its noise floor, and frequency response as a result. But in the extremely tiny ECM-88 capsule, barely bigger than its own wire, as you can see here, Sony engineers looked for a way and came up with a novel new design approach to address these challenges. They decided to create a much larger rectangular diaphragm, one capable of greater sensitivity and frequency response, a full 20 Hz to 20K, equal to that of many large studio condenser microphones, in fact. And in order to accommodate this new shape, they decided to orient this diaphragm down the side of the capsule instead of putting it into the round tip as normally done. However, instead of putting in just one diaphragm, they decided that they could now put in 2 diaphragms, one positioned on each side of this tiny capsule. And this actually doubles the diaphragm area of the mic, allowing for much better sensitivity, wider frequency response, and lower inherent noise. Now, in addition, the really brilliant thing that they did was to have these 2 diaphragms wired out of phase with respect to one another. And as a result, any physical vibration or friction noise that travels up the cable simply gets canceled out at the capsule, while audio signals are captured with a full omnidirectional pattern. Here, listen. And again, here's the traditional design. And again, here's the ECM-88. And because of its wide frequency response, it's also great for instrument pickup as well as for capturing a fuller, rich tone for voice pickup. The ECM-88 also has a water-resistant architecture that allows it to be used in almost any application, from theater production to location recordings. It can be purchased with various connector options, has an assortment of accessory clips and windscreens, and is even available in beige for theater applications. Well, there you have it. Sony's revolutionary ECM-88 Lavalier microphone. Hopefully you'll agree why it's the biggest news in one of the smallest things we make. Thanks for watching.